Testing. Okay. I personally believe stainless steel rats are a thing.
Little robotic ones
No, I'm
running on
talking about
wheels.
individual mice that have evolved to such an extent that they live completely symbiotically with us in every environment we live in. That if you take humans to space, mice will come with us.
Surviving on eating the steel.
Whatever, dude. The idea is that they are so intelligent and evolved and so much beyond their kin that they survive in space stations. It's an old series called Adventures of the Stainless Steel Rat, written by Harry Harrison, and he predicted that there would be rats in space.
So, you know how we feel about space here on this channel. You know how we feel about that.
And I don't know if my chat would know.
So, in that scenario, then I think that it would potentially it's still, it's still true that rats and mice could actually come with us and be there because they're not in space. They're not out there in the fucking yonder in a vacuum, or maybe they're in low Earth orbit. Maybe this whole low Earth orbit isn't an orbit, but they are they're like 400 miles above the surface of the Earth or something, whatever the low Earth orbit is, and it's absolutely possible that a rat or something maybe could hitch a ride and end up there. Except I don't think there's nobody on that fucking space station, mate. In my opinion, there's nobody on that space station.
Okay, hypothetically, if there is a rat, if there is a space station, right? If I'm not saying there is, I'm saying if. Have they not taken hundreds, if not thousands, of mice up there to do experiments?
Yeah. Well, allegedly.
Allegedly. If we started with the premise that such exists,
yeah.
Then surely they've taken hundreds, if not thousands, probably bred thousands up there while they were there. And you're telling me not one of them has evolved a way to get loose and study us a little bit? Oh, there's a lot of generations.
I just have this real hard time accepting that there's people on this space station that's
you heard about my debunking theory on how to debunk space station.
11,000 miles an hour or something it's traveling at.
Don't worry about that. I can prove it through one immutable law. I think you'll like this one. This one came to me as an epiphany. What is Rule 34?
Rule 34 is I don't know.
This is anything that humans can do will be utilized for sexual use immediately upon discovery. And
we talked about this the other day. There is no sex. There's not a single sex thing done. Yeah, that's a beautiful bit of bud you got there, sir.
There is nothing, dude. You can't find a single mention of a single sexual activity to have ever taken place in 0G that you can actually point at and go, that happened. You mean to tell me you put humans up in space for the past 50 years and not one
0G cum shot?
There's not a single money shot in the whole freaking database. I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah.
X to doubt.
I agree. I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree. But maybe the elites have got it. Maybe the elites have filmed themselves. That is. Oh, I've just hang on, stay there. That is a beautiful bit of bud, mate.
Right. And I was just trying to bend it, and then I broke it off, and I was like, okay, then I'm gonna have to show it up because I'm gonna have to dry it now.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. But I tell you what, I bet it's gonna blow your head off.
Dude, I know. I mean, this plant is so big You know, it's so small and
So
it's so
no.
this small plant is so productive.
Yeah.
This is like a leg of it.
How
This
much
might
have you
be
got left? If
well,
that broke off like a little bit, how much is left? Is that the main stem?
no, no, not even
That's not
close.
even the main bud.
No, 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 not even close, dude. No.
That main center bud, man.
Yeah, yeah, it's a dude. This is one
Dude,
of,
that's
like I
nice.
told you, this is one of the best plants that I ever had, dude.
What does it smell like?
Well, I'm burning incense at the moment, so I can tell
Ah.
you. But it smells like coffee.
Is it sticky?
It smells like coffee, like cinnamon. It smells like
Dude, I
like
can see it
fatty.
being
It
sticky
smells
from
like
over here.
butter, dude. Yeah, but it's not. It's not the best day to harvest it. To harvest this one, you know.
It's still
It
got
was an accident.
How
was an
long's it got
accident.
left? How long's the rest of the plant got? A couple of weeks?
1 week, maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah. It's a shame. It's a shame, but you'll get a little
But you can
taste
see.
of
I
it.
mean, you see the bending that I did, and how much. I mean, how well it actually worked. The bending, right?
Yeah.
Over here, we call that scrogging.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude, that's some good shit. That's some good
So
shit.
anybody interested, I have a poll up on my chat over here about whether or not we think the Mars rover is on Mars.
Right.
Producer.
Yeah, we are going to get to that
That is
video.
beautiful, dude.
We are going to get to that video. Well, so Alex is saying just play the first 90 seconds of the 5th video, but you want to have a look at all of them.
We can start wherever you like.
Well, if
I'm
we're gonna,
totally down for all of it.
it's up to Void. It's up to Bogey Views.
Because
it-
you're
is
only
there
talking
the-
about 20 minutes of actual video, so it shouldn't take terrible long.
There's a progression. Right, obviously, I think that the 5th video is the one that has got the. That's what he wanted to share.
Okay. However you want to shake it, dude. I'm totally down for reaction content. I'll even sit and look up like it matters.
I really want to try some of that.
Right? I'm sitting here staring at it being sticky over there. Like, I feel like I could smear that on my wall, like it would leave a mark.
Did you see how dark green it is, right?
Yeah.
It's so dark green, right? Yeah, dude, this is an excellent plant. This is.
Hey, Mitch. What's up, brother? Good to see you.
Beautiful. Right. Video.
As you all may have guessed, this is a totally unplanned live stream that I was just guesting on, and he talked about bringing up some Mars rover footage, and I went, hell yeah, I'm in on that. Y'all know me. I like weird. Let's get weird. Let's do it.
Right. You guys are going to have to mute up just while I...
Yes, sir.
Oh, I've got to reset the speed.
Okay, here's a few more images from Gigapans by Neville Thompson. This is from MSL 844. And there's a woman, she's standing on a rock. Got white feet, her shoes, kind of a green dress, but you can't go by the colors because NASA messes with the colors. She's got kind of a salmon colored top. There's her hair. She's looking up this way. She's carrying something in her hand there. Pretty good image of a person there. And there's a guy with her. He's over here. He's kind of obscured a little bit by this overhang, or that might be something they painted there. But he's up here. He's got light colored hair, got kind of a protruding chest. There's his hands. I don't know, he might have a salmon colored top on as well. But look how they blur all this. It's terrible. We spend billions of dollars and they give us blurry pictures. There's a face up there. Let me magnify this. He all but disappears. He's there. She's
Right, loops off. So the thing is, I think that I can see, right? I can see a sort of figure there, and what it looks like is hair, and there's this face, and this is her arm. Obviously, she's got a blue or purpley top on, green dress. There's a foot down there, but it looks like a painting. It doesn't
Sounds
actually
like
look.
pareidolia.
I mean, that's
Hey,
that's
boy.
what we.
Sorry, my tongue was still hanging out from the plant, so sorry.
From the plant. Oh, mate. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So
Somebody clip that for me.
it's. I think this looks like a, it looks like a painting. It doesn't look like a real person. There was another image. I think it must have been in this one.
Well, take any image you want and do the exact same thing. I think that is the point Bogey is making, by the way.
Yeah.
You can do the same thing with any image. Just point something out. It's the same as sound as well, right? So here's tests that have been done where I can play you garbled nonsense, right? And you listen to it and it's garbled nonsense. You're in a state right there of experiential blindness, by the way. And now I point out and I say, can you hear this in there, right? Which is the same sort of thing as what you were showing us with that comedian, right? This is what I hear, right?
Yeah.
You know, for songs,
Yeah,
right?
once
These are the lyrics I hear.
once it's been suggested, kind of thing.
Yeah, but from that point on, that's all you hear, and that's all. Like in the same sense of this, that's all you see. But in that sense, in that test, that's all you hear with that, and I can play the same thing. You will always, because you've associated that to it now, right? From a state of experiential blindness. But also that can be the actual image. So I can show you like a version of an image that I've altered, right? And then show you, and then put you in that state and say, what's this? And your brain's just going through experiential blindness where it's looking at every shape in there, pulling up memories and all of this stuff that we've associated with shapes and color and all of this sort of stuff.
Wow, very good point.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you can put that together. But if I showed you the original image, now you have that association where you can place everything together. Now you have a concept for that, and that is what you will see.
Right. Yeah. What I see there, I see somebody stood there. I can see, and it actually does look like a real person. They're sat up against the rock. That's their back. There's their arm, and they're bald, and that's the back of their head.
Bruce Willis. It's Bruce Willis.
Right, Bruce Willis is hanging around.
Right there, man.
Hanging around on Mars,
He's
man.
everywhere.
There he is. Or is that Wally taking a fag break?
He's dying hard.
It's Wally taking a fag break.
That's an alligator skull.
But
do you not see the alligator skull?
Come on. So what I'm unclear on, Bogey, is
it's facing towards us. It's facing towards us. Right?
Am I right?
I couldn't see I couldn't really see the guy either. Bogey, try 058. Is that the one I'm on? No, this is 3.
Who's Steve? Which one's Steve?
McQueen.
I don't understand.
Always Steve McQueen.
I don't know. Did you show us Steve's chat, Sasquatch? I don't know who Steve is. I don't generally go around posting chats from anywhere at all. I don't think I've ever posted a chat image.
Dude, I knew a guy in the Netherlands, and his name was Steven the Cock. Not kidding. Stephen the Cock.
Listen, it's better than Peter File.
It is. Well, I mean, it's close. It's close. I think it's just as bad.
What would you do if your name was Peter File, man?
I'd kill my father or my mother.
Change
Like,
it.
how
Change
could
it.
you? How
Hold
could you
on.
come up with this name?
You'd have
Hold
to.
on.
Papa, Mama. You know.
Now, the man named Sue grew up to be a strong man.
Oh yeah.
So
Favorite song.
don't count him out immediately.
I mean, yeah. So look at what he did, right? He killed his father because he got such a good name by his father. You called me Sue, you motherfucker. You're gonna die now, right? Well, he didn't die, but they came close. One lost a piece of his ear, you know, and the other one lost an eye.
Bogey, where do you think
Alligator
these
head thing.
where do you think these images have come from? Where do you think they're what do you think it is?
From a
Utah.
place they call Mars, right?
It's definitely from a place they call Mars, right? I don't think they're lying about that.
No,
I think
I
that they are actually on the place that they are calling Mars. It's just it's
could be Mars
here.
1 or Mars 2.
But it's here. It's like it's in Antarctica or something like that. It's
Here's my theory.
go on.
Aliens are traveling here from across the galaxy with a dance challenge. And that's why TikTok dances have become all the rage. The governments are trying to train us to make us capable of defeating our enemies in a dance-off.
You might be right there, right? Because
That's disturbing how accurately that fits the circumstances, isn't it?
there's a Futurama, right? And you know how they like to predict the future with the cartoons and stuff. There's a Futurama where these aliens come and they can only communicate by dancing.
Ah!
And so we're learning alien emojis.
So what do they do? The line dance or what?
Oh no! Well, they're like starfish beings, kind of thing. With these, they're really gelatinous, floppy, floopy, like, and they've got more than 2 arms and stuff. I think.
Sounds kind of
And
inviting. Sounds kind of.
so the only one that can actually
y'all.
communicate
I'm
with them is
aroused.
Zoidberg, right? Zoidberg takes off his shell and then performs the most amazing and intricate dance, where he just basically goes like that for about 30 seconds. And it's just the same pose. So it's the most amazing and intricate, beautiful dance ever seen by anyone, anywhere, ever. Yeah, Zoidberg he's a legend. What is?
Oh, that's funny.
Right.
I think it's interesting that they cast all of the, what are they called? The lobsters and stuff. Cephalopods.
Crustaceans. Cephalopods are
Crustacean.
Yeah.
Crustaceans.
natural crustaceans. Cephalopods are octopus and squid.
Right.
Yeah.
So, well, I just think it's interesting that Zoidberg's species all have a very stereotypically American Jewish voice.
Yeah, the whole race.
They all sound like
used to that.
like they're yeah. What's his name? Oh God, what's his name? Mel Brooks.
Easy, you just pay the same voice actor, no?
There's a reason Greenland is blurry on Google Earth.
Dude,
Dude,
Greenland
Google Earth.
took over the North Pole. Greenland fucking took over the North Pole. I don't like it.
Do you know, I'd sooner believe the map given to me on the Futurama cartoon than I would believe Google Earth. I think Google Earth is a huge fucking psyop. They can do whatever they want. They can put these anomalies in there or cover them
Yeah.
up
Yeah.
or just blur
Using
things out
monopolies
for no
to-
reason. Just blur things out to make
Yeah.
everybody think, like, oh my God, why
Something's
have they
going
blurred it
on
out?
there.
You look like you've got one of those weird millipede things. What is that?
Is that to bend it?
Dude, it looks like a giant earthworm, but it's not.
No.
It's just
It-
it's just like well, you can
actually-
see what it is.
It's got more of a
For shaping,
mealy,
right?
sort of mealy bug kind of
Bro, stop
texture
freaking me
thing
out.
to it. It's very
It looks
interesting.
slimy.
What is it?
Don't approve.
Centipede.
It appears moist.
But it's just copper. It's just copper
Oh.
half circles, half spheres.
Is that what you're wrapping put around a plant?
You could do that with this, but dude, I just bought this for 1 ducat. It's worth a lot more.
So can you translate
Polish
that?
it up.
Real world
If you-
money.
you're gonna-
What's
are
a
you-
nugget?
Ducat, dude, that's $1 or a dime or
Are
whatever.
you
Okay.
gonna
It's a ducat, dude.
are you gonna get some polish? Are you gonna get some brasso and clean it
should.
I
up?
had a
I should.
picture in my head of you trading a duck, but I knew that wasn't right.
Dude, that'll look amazing.
Sounds
If you
like
clean it
pirate
up-
language, right?
Clean it up with
Right.
brasso.
Wonder blooms. Wonder bloom.
Clean it up with brasso, and that'll look fucking
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, it's gonna shine. It's gonna shine. Yeah, but it's like just one euro. Is it really? Wow. I mean, you can just do anything with this, but it stinks because it's oxidized, right? It's oxidizing at the moment as we speak.
Yeah.
That's why I should do it with brasso, like you said.
Copper's getting more and more expensive here.
But it actually looks like a worm, doesn't it?
Yeah,
looks
well,
like a worm.
it's like
Centipede sort of thing.
Isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah, right.
millipede, the millipedes with the millions of legs, man.
Yeah. I mean,
Millipede,
look at
yeah.
it.
Have you ever seen a soldier fly larva?
Yeah, it looks like that too.
It does kind of look like that, but
Maggot.
Yeah, it's great stuff, dude. That's why that's why you need to go down to these thrift stores, right? You can find this kind of exotic anomalies for nothing, for no money at all.
For Wonder Bloom.
That's the only thing about living here in the south of Tenerife. You don't get those sort of
Right?
shops around here because it's all
Yeah.
tourists, and you know.
Hmm. There's hardly any history.
The highlight. How's the fires in Tenerife? Is that still a thing, or are they?
We've been talking to Richie forever, right? And he's never
Hmm.
talked about the fires.
Yeah,
Well,
he's
I mean,
manifesting.
the-
he's, they're over there.
How does that
They're,
work?
Obviously, they're really raging somewhere. I don't know. I don't know if I'll search it. Hang on. Tenerife
Fires.
fires.
This guy.
Wait. Do the smell
Really?
check first, though, right?
Well,
He's
who are
actually
we?
coming
Good.
from Tenerife.
Who are we will know. Who are we
You
will
can't
know
smell
better
it,
than
should be
me.
fine.
So the last update was 7 days ago. Last update was 7 days ago. Firefighters close to stabilising Tenerife fire, but air quality worsens. So I just heard
close.
somebody come in. Hey, it's Raven!
Raven, it's a crazy feeling.
Raven!
Danielle.
She will come on in a sec. I've pressed the button and she should pop on. There
Oh, we got video.
There we go.
Ah.
There we go.
That's right, new
Big
phone, right?
screen. We need her on a big screen.
Oh, of course. Now we're
On
by
holiday.
the beach.
Ah, nice.
Put you on a big screen. Hang
Camera.
on. There we go.
It's so fucking bright. It's
Oh,
so
that's
bright.
Wow, look at that.
Gorgeous.
Is that your balcony?
Yeah.
Nice.
Soak it up. Soak it up.
Look at that. I wonder how far we can see there.
no, not this again.
No, hang on a sec.
Can you hear the ocean there?
Yeah. Hang on a sec.
Sweet.
Y'all talk. I gotta figure this out. Can't see shit. It's so
too bright because of the sun. Yeah, it's so bright you can't see anything on the screen. You have to go inside or go in where there's shadow.
ATL says Mars rover's in his backyard. His wife told him to come pick it up, but they haven't gotten there yet.
ATL. I like it. We were so we were watching the Mars rover footage, right? But honestly, I don't know what I don't think it's even a debate. If the Mars rover is the only debate is like where on Earth is it? Because it's not on Mars.
Rave on.
Yeah, I'll take you off blast. And I wasn't like
okay. Y'all talk.
So Bogey agrees. Bogey agrees it's CGI. It's fake. I don't think it's CGI. Right? I think it's just
I think some of it
Earth.
probably is like flybys and you know, stuff from space and stuff. I think a lot of that they just make up a CGI sort of textures and stuff.
Yeah.
But that sort of thing is just, it could be anywhere, right? With just a color filter.
That could have been here.
Yeah.
That could have been here.
Really looked like CGI.
You know, you go up near the mountain, you go up near the volcano, and it looks like moonscape. It could be moonscape. It could be Marsscape. It could be whatever you want. It could be fucking
around here.
We have Utah.
Yeah.
It
Jesus,
is Mars.
you like not. You don't just have Utah. It's not just Utah, is it? It's
But you've never seen 3 places in Utah. They could go out there and film in Utah, and you'd never know the freaking difference, man. No one would ever find them. They wouldn't see anyone. No one would see them. It would never be mentioned again. You go film it. You shoot the people that filmed it. You take the footage.
And the thing is, as well,
they can't hear you scream in Utah.
So watching.
I mean, space.
I was watching Joe King. He's uploaded. He went to see the Lovelock, is it Lovelock Caves?
Yeah. That's where the
Yeah, where
the
the giants were burnt in the cave. So he was up there, and one of the things that I noticed was just how you got no idea of perspective, right? Just from pure camera footage. As soon as he gets into the picture, it's like, oh, right, that's how big it is, because it didn't look big enough to have him in there. It didn't look big enough. He didn't look like he was going to be able to fit in there. But when he turned the camera around, there was still like a good foot above his head, and he had plenty of room. So in that respect, like that, these images that we're looking at, they those rocks just look like rocks. They don't look like boulders, you know.
It could be miniature.
Dioramas. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Hey there.
That's
Who's
Seth.
Who's this, man?
That's Richie.
What's up, Richie?
How's it going, dude? Nice to meet you.
I'm Seth.
I should look at the camera, so it looks like I'm actually looking. I'm now looking at the camera, but it looks like I'm looking you in the eye. How you doing, man?
Yeah, there's 2 of me. And 2 of you.
That's right.
On 2 screens.
All right, Seth. Y'all go ahead and talk.
Yep, go ahead.
So, where's Boy gone? Oh, there he is.
We sent him to his.
I haven't figured out the beach simulation yet, because yesterday morning we went down to the beach and we found shells. There was like shells everywhere. And then this morning we went like at the same time, but there was less people and there was like not one shell. And then someone said you have to go at like low tide. So I looked up like when low tide was, and it's like exactly an hour different each day. And it's like, that's crazy. Like by a couple of minutes off, it's like, like I think today low tide is at like 1:47 in the afternoon. And then the next day, I don't remember, it's like 2:47 or at 12:47. I think it's at 2:47. But it's like.
But it's not the same time every day. It's not 2:47 every day is low tide. It moves around.
It changes almost exactly by the minute, by the hour, and it's like, I don't know. This is totally a fucking simulation. But someone forgot to cue the seashell dump, in the mornings. I'm a little upset.
So you went out expecting seashells and there weren't any?
No, not even any broken ones. Yesterday there was a bunch of broken ones up, scattered everywhere, and we'd have to dig and we'd find one here, one there. And today, no broken ones either.
Have you tried looking for shark's teeth?
Well, yeah, we've been looking for everything, but
whatever. Basically, just scouring the floor. I love just scouring the beach for whatever it is you might find.
Well, it was yesterday, probably about a couple hours before it got dark. We went down there, and you could tell he was homeless because he had like a bag and a blanket, and he looked fucking rough. And he'd get up. I saw him get up twice from laying down, and he'd like go jump in the waves and then lay down. He was like breathing real hard. And then like for 45 minutes, he didn't move. And I didn't really think anything about it. And then a lady came over and stood over him and tried to talk to him and didn't like budge. And then saw her walk back to the hotel. And then less than 5 minutes later, there was like sirens and shit. And they came, and there were some people kind of close to me, and I was like, is that guy dead? I was like, I think that guy's dead. Because then I got to thinking about it. I was like, that motherfucker hadn't even moved. And then they were from North Carolina, but from the Ukraine. He was like, yeah, he might be dead. And then they came over and had to shake him, and he finally roused. And I was like, oh, thank God he's not dead. I just thought, how bizarre would that be? Some dead guy on the beach and everyone's just fucking walking past him. Kids doing castles.
You realize that most major bodies of water have at least a few bodies in them.
Yeah.
But you'll go swimming in the ocean with as many bodies as might be there. But if you got in a swimming pool with one body, it would upset you. So everyone has a level of water to body ratio that they're comfortable with.
Yeah, it's like, but they got him up and talked to him for a little bit. I figured they'd arrest him or something, but I guess they decided he wasn't like on drugs, and they just asked him to leave, and he got his shit and left. So,
hello, Orb Puff, welcome in. I'm not sure what we're doing anymore.
Dude.
We're talking about possible death.
I mean,
it's
you
all
do remember.
connected.
You do remember that's the way my channel goes, man. We could be going this way, and then suddenly we'll just go.
It's mathematics.
Like that.
There are tangents involved.
Channel, bro.
This,
your channel.
This is organic. This is
Do it.
organic,
Actually,
man. We can go back. We can come back. Like, Daniel, what are your thoughts on the whole?
Daniel, I was just spraying your holy basil on my casual chicken.
You're supposed to like drink that. You're supposed to put your tincture in water and drink it.
Really? I mean, no.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you also send me herbs, right? Just dry
Yes.
herbs.
What were you sprinkling it on?
On my chicken. I mean, it's I use basil in the kitchen. So.
Yeah. I didn't hear
basil. There's African basil. You send me African basil and holy basil and these tinctures too. But I use more of the dried herbs.
Oh. Well, you said sprinkled, and I was thinking like you were like spritzing it on your face.
Spritzing it all over. Like, No.
Over my chicken, right? I was sprinkling
Yeah,
it over
he's
my
using it like cologne, going to the veggie bar, trying to pick up vegetarians.
That's basil. Straight on eggs.
And geese.
Wouldn't oregano work
And
better
geese,
than basil for that?
Basil,
Maybe.
oregano. It's like y'all are speaking a different language. That's oregano, basil.
oregano.
It's called
Oregano.
Oregano,
Australia.
oregano, and basil.
Oregano.
No,
Yeah.
because it's basil 40.
Coriander.
Or do you see the madness I'm amongst? Of course I'm confused. I have no idea what's going on. Good luck. I hope y'all can make some kind of sense of it. Everyone gets some
Dude,
fulfillment.
I mean,
I
your
love this.
background is a dark black hole. Of course, you're confused.
Dude, I love the fact, right, that your chat room, your viewers, your subscribers, all like, what the fuck's going on here, man? Like,
Hey guys,
but we all
What's
totally know
coriander
what's
got
going
to do
on.
with Mars, man?
We all totally know what's going on, man. This is, this is
guys,
the
we went
Matrix.
out and ate last night, and I think I had the best meal ever eaten out. And I probably mispronouncing it, but it was chicken marsala or something like that.
You in South Carolina?
Oh, mm-hmm.
Okay. Somewhere down on that coast, there's an eatery called the Sea Cow. If you happen to get the Sea Cow, yes.
Manitou.
No.
Okay.
No. It is a cow.
Myrtle
like
Beach. There's
Suit
that.
on. It's the Sea Cow. It has nothing to do with manatees at all. It's literally a cow. They cook burgers and stuff. But anyway, there is a breakfast they do called the shrimp and grits specials. Cheese grits with shrimp and gravy and biscuits and bacon and all kinds of other stuff. Dude.
Myrtle Beach.
Sounds
That you're
good.
cooking.
No, Edisto. It's a little south.
We're at Myrtle Beach, but my mother-in-law is taking us. She's going to be here in about 15 minutes. To some breakfast place, and she said there was shrimp and grits, and that just sounds disgusting for
It
breakfast.
does, doesn't it? But let me tell you a little something there, Hunnis. Morning after a good old whiskey bender, and you sitting around can't think of nothing that'll sit on your stomach right, and you're like trying to figure out what it is that you should do to survive this hangover that you know is coming as soon as you start sobering up in the 200-degree heat. Shrimp and grits, baby.
Shrimp and
Shrimp
grits.
gravy biscuits, dude. There's none higher.
I think wasn't M was talking about grits, wasn't she?
Oh, M's out.
In
M's out of
jail.
jail. She got out yesterday. That's
Say
where
again?
she's been. M's Mad World. She
Yeah.
got out of jail yesterday. Day
She
before.
was back in jail.
Yeah.
What for?
She had a disagreement with her landlord, I guess
Another
you could
one.
say. The roommate, well, it's the same guy. And when she grabbed all her stuff, the cops were called. She grabbed all her stuff, threw it in the back of the car, and then when they searched it, they found his drugs, her drugs, and some other drugs.
Oh.
So, yeah. I don't know exactly the details on all that. She hasn't. She was still gibbering. You know how you gibber when you get out. She was still gibbering. So I don't know exactly.
Shit. I forgot to say to her, the next time you go, right, make sure that you don't look back at the place when you're leaving. Don't ever look back at the doors when you've left. Gone, go. Don't look back. Walk off. Because if you look back, that's it. That's what I was told when they said to me, when you get out, don't look back at the gates. Like superstition, you'll come back.
Yeah.
Not one little glance.
Oh, you're a bit gravelled there, Raven.
Sorry. It's probably my connection.
Are you back now?
Ah, there we are.
What's up, Lucky Laptop? Good to see you, bud. You know, Lucky Laptop News is the only person I know of who was charged with assault with a laptop.
I mean, you could do some serious damage with a laptop,
Okay.
man.
But he was using it to film police, and the policeman said, I didn't know what you were going to do with that. So they arrested him. I'm like, you arrested a dude for carrying
With
a
a
laptop.
laptop.
With a laptop. Like, it's on camera and everything. You go to his channel, check out the whole freaking ordeal.
Jesus, what would he have done if he'd been wearing glasses and been carrying a book?
Right? Downright dangerous. Now that depends. 2 o'clock in the morning on a ghetto street corner, that might be an upsetting circumstance to see some random guy standing around with thick glasses and physics books.
You
That's scary.
gotta be thinking. Well, there's going to be two things go through your mind. Like either that guy's lost his mind, or that's someone I don't want to fuck with.
Right? He's dedicated. You need to leave him alone. He's got his dreams in his mind right now. You need to. I don't know.
Not really here. Yes. How you doing, Jen? Hopefully Jen will join us.
We lost Raven. Yeah. Okay.
Raven, I think we lost her. It's not a great signal.
Right.
Do you know
And she's headed to breakfast. Shrimp and grits.
Oh, that's a good start, man. Let me tell you.
Much love. Enjoy.
Dude.
Cool.
I'm going to have to one day experience this grit thing.
I'm
sure,
a bit.
by the looks
All right.
of it.
I'm a bit jealous.
For everybody else out there who doesn't understand what grits are, if you've ever seen hominy, and it's going to sound horrible, and it is horrible until it's done properly, right? If you've ever heard of hominy, which is basically an overhydrated corn kernel, grits are ground up hominy, slow boiled so that they become soft like a porridge. And it's not the meal itself, but it's the stuffing for the meal. It is a vehicle for fried eggs, biscuits, gravy, ham, sausage, you name it, man. Like you name it.
It's
people
mostly about getting the texture right. Then
right, now, that's a large portion.
Yeah.
If you get the texture wrong,
have it with some good old.
It looks a bit like semolina.
Yeah. It's very much like semolina. And
it looks a bit like semolina. So here we go. Look.
How it became ATL trips me out. Him and his autocorrect are at absolute loggerheads with each other. He can't get a single decent line out because his autocorrect thinks his spelling wrong.
So it looks like semolina, man. Shrimp and grits. That's it. Yeah.
It's very much like semolina. Not quite as sweet though.
Porridge. Yeah.
It's corn porridge is what it comes down to.
I can dig the shrimp, but that grits looks like the sort. I can't.
I'm assuming there has to be quite a lot of butter involved.
Yes, you cook it with butter, salt, and you pepper it a little bit, and you don't do anything else with it in the pot.
Does it taste like corn?
It tastes like hominy.
And I don't know what that is.
So yes. Hominy is a specific type of sweet corn that's used to make hominy. Is a particular like Silver Queen or something like that. I can't remember. But
greetings, Jen.
Ground up into basically a little bit heavier than cornmeal, and then cooked off until it's edible.
It doesn't look like the sort of
we will eat this corn. There will be a way.
Yeah.
Grits.
Maize.
Grits was born.
Maize is another word for corn, isn't it?
Hummus, yes.
It does look like hummus. Yes.
Well, it's totally different from hummus. But
is it the same sort of texture as hummus though?
Hey, real effort.
No, hummus is kind of a frothy. This has a distinct. It's called grits, dude. It's a little gritty.
So it's gritty, yeah.
It's a descriptive term.
Like dirt, right? Gritty.
Well, not quite. It's not like that. The grits are soft that you can like chew them if you wanted to, but they're so tiny that you don't actually chew them. You put sausage and eggs and bacon and other stuff in it, and you chew that.
You chew it all together. All together, and it does.
Like for instance, the way you see the shrimp and grits laid out here, that is a terrible representation of it because the shrimp should be shredded up into the grits. Like soon as you drop them into the bowl, you're dropping it into a little puddle of shredded up shrimp. Stir it up.
So let's see if they've got one that looks like it's done proper.
These are presentations of.
They're all presentation. Exactly. This isn't. That's more like it, isn't it? There. No.
I mean, that's the thing is like you said, it's like
That's
semolina.
got
You can do
corn.
almost
See
anything with it.
that looks nice. I'd eat that. That looks
There's
good. Pepper, corn.
There's
There's
got to be a shrimp to
chives.
grit ratio you have to get right here, obviously, right?
Yeah, not too much grit, basically. Not too much. But I could dig that, man.
That one looks like
Hard puff, since you're trying to get something to eat, may I suggest our vast selection of shrimp and grits recipes right here. If you can find a shrimp in Scotland.
There we go. Look, there we go.
So for anyone just joining us now, we're looking at Mars images from
So this is the latest
satellite?
Mars image. This is a
Oh.
satellite image of Mars here.
That's nice.
We can see there's obviously the remains of a civilization here. I mean, seriously, that's what we may as well be looking at. But it's just a rock with the that 4K, those 4K images, man. Are 4K images of us. I wonder if I can find them because they were just laughable. The video that I watched on do you want to just watch something that just makes you feel good?
That sounds like a terrible idea.
Damn right. I love feeling good. That's the best part.
But the thing is, it's not going to make basically. How do you feel about these climate protesters?
I really like seeing them being pushed around in the road. Like, I don't care about the protesters themselves. I just like the absolute chads that have been exposed coming out to remove these butt munches from the roadway.
Do you know what? Right, this was this was Burning Man. It seems that rangers are so much cooler than police. Rangers are so much cooler than the police, man.
Well, I can tell you one thing about rangers that are different from police. When they lay charges, it's federal.
And when they say, "Get the fuck out of the way, or I'm going to mow you down,"
yeah, they'll just run you over.
So these guys, right, are chaining themselves. We won't have the. It's to make you all mute up. I won't bother doing that. We won't have the.
Well, I'm going to get a cup of coffee as well, so I'll mute up anyway.
Well, I'm just going to mute the sound, and we can chat. So we won't watch it for too long before the good action happens, right? Because the guys here are all being they're being really kind of gay about it. Personally,
Wait a second. What these guys got out in the road here? What is this thing?
So all right. Let's watch it from we'll watch it from back here. So this is
this
climate
just
protesters.
People?
Yeah. This is just up oil type people, basically. So they're
So they've taken a trailer chassis from an old caravan, turned it sideways across a highway, and they're stopping all traffic because climate. So they're going to build up a big old traffic bubble right here just for a climate thing in a desert. I'm confused. Who invited Brandon Herrera? Who's that guy? And where did this happen? Burning Man. Okay, I got you. Boy, we got all the tight pants in one place. How do we do that? Skinny jeans galore, man. How many hipsters can you fit in a trailer chassis? I think we should test what's in those bottles. Pretty sure she's on something. Riveting. All right, so what do we think? Anybody? No one? I'm the only person willing to
Oh, I
speak
got
into the
still muted. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
No?
Thank you for joining me. I've been
Oh,
over
you
here basically verbally masturbating for 10
I
minutes.
got cut off again.
I'll eat you then.
So nobody has to mute up because we're not playing the audio unless
Right.
you want to hear the audio. Do you want to hear the audio?
I'm sure it's about people screeching about,
It's a lot of
thing.
arguing
Yeah.
and just and there's scream. Well, when they start trying to move the trailer, the woman starts screaming like a child, and then, oh, you're hurting me, and I'm just
bro.
thinking, this is when they're not such a nice Richie. It's like, do you know, like, listen, tough shit.
You know what they do
You
here?
want to do that, you're gonna get hurt. Like, I'm not
Yeah, go
gonna.
back to that video. There's a truck that's like 2 trucks behind the lead truck that was stopped. There's like this big dually F-250 or something back there. I guarantee you there's a cutoff saw on the back of that truck, and homie wouldn't even bat an eye cutting that entire trailer down to pieces you can move with your foot. It'd take him about 10 minutes and he'd be on his way.
So you can see it in there.
So it's over here talking about dragging folks across the asphalt. You realize you get a 3rd-degree burn coming across that asphalt? Where are they at? They're in South Dakota, ain't they?
Wherever Burning Man is.
I think that's South Dakota.
She's come to party, man. She's not happy.
No biker mice on Mars, intact or in pieces. That question was directed to Sasquatch to answer his question about how many. Dude, I'm so lost on my chat. I've no idea. I rarely have any idea what they're doing.
Right, look. Why are they really they go to move it and they all start screaming and then they stop. And every time they stop, the others come and put it all back. And so what happens, right? Right, just you got to listen to this because this is funny.
Wait a second. Hold on now. That's not a federal ranger. That's a reservation ranger.
Yeah.
That guy has more power than a federal ranger does.
Yeah. Yeah. So mute up a sec so you can hear this.
Disband, get off the highway. This is a state route. Everybody will be arrested if not. 30 seconds. Send your leader to my vehicle. Let's talk. Get off the fucking road.
I'll take all of you out.
Get out now! Get out! On the ground! All of you on the ground now! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Don't move!
So There's just a lot of screaming.
Okay,
and
so
that
that was
woman crying like a fucking 5-year-old child.
well, it was
Right.
30 seconds to the dot.
Oh,
Bro,
mate.
that's a total Chad. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Those
it-
people need to be famous.
Yes, mate. Like, this is what we want to see. And shut the fuck up crying about it. You shouldn't have been sat there. You should have just moved when you were told to move. You bunch of fucking pricks. Deserve everything that comes at you. These, oh, mate. They make me so mad. Yes, not really here.
Anywhere in Michigan.
You've pinned your chat. You've mirroring it. Is this the first time on your channel?
Figured it out. Yeah.
Is this your first upload?
Greetings to
Yes, it is.
greetings to everybody on Not Really His channel.
Oh, I've only got like 28 subscribers. But I never intended to go doing anything like this. Oh no, my hair caught mine's.
Me neither. I was going to read bastards. That was my plan.
I was originally using YouTube when I opened this account 5 or so. I was doing therapy. So the interesting thing is that I do actually have hundreds of videos on the subject of narcissistic abuse and what spoiled boys like to do to ruin other people's lives. Because
Go ahead.
interesting
I like
thing to
hearing
work
about
with.
me.
Oh, you're probably
Sasquatch.
I dealt with Sasquatch, I'm sure.
So Sasquatch has a theory that we've all got anybody that's actually creating particularly regularly and on camera on YouTube have all got a little bit of narcissism. It's a little bit of narcissism that causes us to do it. Me and Voy have disagreed. Me and Voy disagree on that. We don't think it's narcissism.
I disagree.
We think it's...
I don't either. I know my face. I don't use Facebook.
Me neither.
I don't use Instagram. Did
I don't either.
for a while. But I don't like it.
I
don't like the shit that comes along a face that people can grab onto and go, I love you. No, people get weird.
I put forward the argument that every one of us has a little sliver that is it's the little child in us that wants to, like, so I said, like, in the situation where things are going, you need help and things are going bad, and people are focused on you, and then somebody else comes in who needs help as well, and the focus changes, and you don't want to be you don't want to be an asshole about it, because everybody bloody needs help, but there's a little part of you that's like, no, people are helping me, man. Like, that's, I think there's a lot of people that
I think that is a large portion of why this victim narrative concept has come to the forefront of our social media. Everyone's just collating their victim points next to each other to see who the most victimized individual is. So out there, in theory, is some transgender, Eskimo, paraplegic, figure skater who is the most oppressed person on earth, and we should go give them a medal or something.
So why didn't these people just drive around?
If it's reservation land, if they go around, they're committing a felony.
If they go off the road,
yeah,
to go around. So following rules, okay. Yeah.
They're all following the rules, man.
Oh, that's what I see here. That's a whole long line of people in your queue.
I mean, to be fair, if I was going to Burning Man and I pulled up in a queue like that, I'd sit and wait in it. I wouldn't.
Yep.
I wouldn't be trying to overtake anybody.
Back here somewhere. Yeah.
I'd be like
You've got a lot to overtake. I'm not talking. It's the one.
You talking about that first guy that
I'd
got
be
pulled
thinking.
over.
I'd be thinking, shit. I really wish I had my bike now.
Look,
Well, I
look, tell me,
even money to
tell me,
first
if all of
people
these
don't
people
go.
decided to go around the issue and break a law or whatever you talk about there.
Yeah, it's not like the police are going to be able to do anything. Is it?
Oh, dude, you saw what that ranger did. I'm not sure I'd be crossing that guy.
Yeah, I think he just put well, there was more than one there in the end, wasn't
Well,
there?
this
There
is
was like
his
4 or 5.
perspective. This is what he's seeing, and he's responsible for all of that sort of thing.
Okay,
right? So
but he
can do
rammed
whatever the
that
fuck he
trailer
wants.
out of the road with people actually chained to it. Like, he just gave no fucks, dude. He just sent that shit.
I like that. Take 0 shit and keep your receipts. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you can, if you have the presence of mind, and so and they're like, especially online. There's some situations online.
Oh, I keep as many receipts as I'm able to about stuff, but I'll tell you that was hard until I spent about $2,200 on computer equipment and equipment so that I could get ahead of the situation and go ahead and attach my. So I keep my receipts, and I'm waiting for my paycheck for Miss June and July. And as soon as I get it, I'll stomp in my feet. So they.
And Alex, yeah, I don't know if anybody's told you the reason you can't see like Orb Puff, you probably can't see Orb Puff in the chat, in my chat, because Orb Puff is in Sasquatch's chat.
ARB. She's got a challenge she's doing. She's doing a Stanley Kubrick stare challenge. All you have to do to be involved is do a 60-second stare down on your camera, uploaded it as, or call it 54 seconds, upload it as a short to @OrbPuff.
You just got to stare down the camera.
Just Kubrick stare. Yeah, just 30, 45 seconds, just straight creepy stare down.
I think
Who's
that's
doing
not
this?
hard,
Orb
right? We can
Puff?
all do that. OrbPuff, yeah. She came up with it a couple of days ago. I was like, that could actually be really cool if we could get enough people to do that. Because you get millions of people giving the death stare.
Say that again, Jen.
I'm going to be surprised and super pleased with myself if I can not lose this stream. I'm learning all of this computer stuff on the fly. And it's going to be fun. I'm only breaking a little bit of stuff.
Don't worry about that.
That's good odds. You're going good then. Yeah.
It'll be okay. Break it. It's good. That's a good learning experience for when you break it and then you have to fix it. You can fix it. I'm sure it's fine. Go ahead. Just whatever you do.
Well, I mean,
be careful about what you download.
I would say there's,
I've already learned that one.
There's breaking it and breaking it. You don't ever break it inside, really. But you could pick it up and throw it on the floor out of frustration, and that would break it. And I wouldn't suggest doing that.
But it depends whose fault was it.
Oh, I did
if it
break
was the
some stuff
computer's
like
fault,
that
then
in,
it just got what it deserved, right?
Yeah. Sometimes it's got to go, and you rip it with new stuff. I broke a lot of stuff during July when I was trying to communicate. Really bad equipment, phone and stuff like that, and I was trying to.
Some stuff is like permanently broken sort of thing where it's not communicating with things and stuff, because there's that whole trip as well where this doesn't communicate with that in terms of this technical stuff we've got to play with now. So
I'll give you a tip.
I think that
tip. I can help streamline absolutely everything you do. But it helps to start here and move forward than it is to have a bunch of shit in the world and link it back to this. Shut down everything you're using, right? Go unsubscribe to all your freaking profiles and stuff. Start a brand new profile starting with Google. Make you a Google Gmail account is the name of whatever you're going to be portraying as. Then create all your profiles and link them to that Google as the original source email, and everything goes to the same place from all of your social medias. And when the question of a domain name comes up, you've already got it for the most part because you've signed up using that as your sign up. You are that person. I recently bought a roof as Mr. Sasquatch. Yes, I'd like to talk to Mr. Caucasian Sasquatch. Yeah, that's me.
Speaking.
Right. I did not see that coming because I had used my Google address as my contact.
Mr. Sasquatch, I like that, and I'm going to use that. I'm taking
that. I'm still waiting to be addressed as Mr. 7.
Yeah, hello, Mr. 7. I know, I prefer my way of saying it. 007.
Well, that's how it's intended.
Mr. 07.
Well, a little bit less camp, but it's more of a
Double O.
I like it all mysterious. 00 found you.
Oh.
It's like
double O.
It's like it's not just
one eyebrow
O.
for that one. Double
Listen,
O.
it's not just O.
I've got great eyebrows.
Double O.
I don't know if you noticed.
What's that?
Well, no, your camera seems to be related to the potato family, and I'm not sure what model it is. I can tell that you're a person.
Look, I'll make the pictures a little bit bigger. That would be better, wouldn't it?
But it would help if there was more than 17 pixels in it. I'm just picking. I'm sorry. I started in a crappy place too. It really took a little while to put some stuff together, and I was very lucky that my wife had this camera and I found it.
It's not a bad camera, man.
It's not. This thing's amazing. This is a TI-83 Rebel. It's one of the greatest stream cameras ever built. And it just happened to be sitting in a closet in there because my wife's dad has immaculate taste.
Do you know, I like some of the comments coming out of your chat room there, dude. Like concerning climate change, like the ego of humanity thinking that they can impact this planet. Mother Nature will upcharge and destroy humanity when she sees fit. I do think, Swizz, that there is, like, they are affecting the weather. There's geoengineering going on that is actually affecting the weather because I've seen it happen here in the last 8 years since I've been here. The first 2 years I was here, they weren't spraying. Then they started spraying, and the weather changed, and it's been changed ever since. It's a lot damper now.
More local targeted sort of stuff everywhere, but local targeted everywhere.
Yeah,
you know, that's kind of the worldwide thing. You know,
it's just they've been all of the weather everywhere is essentially manipulated because of the butterfly effect. You know, they manipulate the weather here. They do a localized manipulation here, but it actually does have implications further out in the rest of the realm.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a balance in nature. Yeah.
What was the balance for the fire? You know, in Maui, those winds weren't natural winds. They came from the east. They never ever came from the east because they were behind the mountain. So it didn't make sense. That because the mountain there acts as a block, doesn't it? It acts as a big natural wind break. So they were saying they only ever really got the trade winds down at the far point, down on the corner of the island.
It's funny. I saw like a mini version of this in my place that just went up.
Yeah. Did you hear about that, Sasquatch?
I'm sorry, I was entranced by this chiseled beard, dude. Like I was totally sucked in by that thing.
Oh, it's. I mean,
I was looking at the way it's trimmed. It looks like
not real. It's all
made of stone. Somebody
dude,
chipped it out.
It's all part of his Gandalf outfit. It's not real. It's a clip-on beard.
It goes over his ears.
Perfect, isn't it? It's just.
He's actually wearing one of those full prosthetics.
Too good to be real.
you know those masks that they can do now, the latex masks that are just really.
Yeah, I'm using a people filter. I'm actually a Sasquatch. If you don't believe me, go check my description on my channel. It's been that way since day one. According to my description, I found a phone and decided to establish myself online as a personality. And I use a people filter for business, both private and public.
Oh, you're not using the beard filter?
No, I'm just a Sasquatch. This is a people filter.
That'll fix that right up.
Yeah, it's like that's his hair. That's actually there. It's just there's a face superimposed. There's this pink face superimposed over it.
Figured I'd be able to do a better job, but no, I'm an amateur. I'm a Sasquatch. All thumbs, baby.
I know it's really easy to hypnotise.
I like
that.
Alex's beard gets like yours, but just mega orange. Actually, it says mecha orange. What's mecha orange?
Mecha orange.
Is that like a metallic orange?
Probably.
Gets a bit
Is
bright.
that like Mecha Streisand?
It's like Danger Red, but not quite. Shinier.
Yeah. If people go like this, like, whoa, could be a bit bright.
I once dated a chick whose hair was Danger Red, and I advise against it.
Listen, there's certain.
I would point out in nature
benefits of being with somebody with red hair and particularly blue eyes or green eyes. Like it's it's basically.
But consider this: in nature, bright plumage is usually a sign of poison.
Say that again. Red, nature's a sign of poison. Yeah. Well,
bright plumage.
It's not necessarily a sign of. It's a sign of danger. It's a natural sign of danger. Yeah. So that's all it is. It's just handle with care. They're dangerous.
Okay, so what do you say when you come across a chick with blue, red, and purple hair?
Well,
handle with extreme.
No, dude. I go beep, 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 and veer off in a different direction. Like
just don't even engage.
Don't even engage, mate. Don't even engage.
No.
That's good.
Be interesting.
That's good. You've learned the Sasquatch lesson. I appreciate that, Richie. You completely steer out of it. The best way to not have an issue in that situation is to not engage.
I mean, just try not to make eye contact at all. No eye contact. Like basically, just avoid. I
also don't look clowns in the face.
But the trouble is, though, they're often quite pretty, and that's a distraction, and it lulls men into a false sense of security.
That is the point.
Yeah. All right, there, Audrey. We're just going to call you Audrey from now on.
That would be okay.
Audrey.
I do have to come up with another name if I have to restream to another channel eventually. But I love Not Really Here. You do. That's a good name.
Really Here as well. Yeah, I do. I like that.
Yeah, I like it. So I would.
But you could still be Audrey. You could still be Audrey.
You should get a pair of glasses and a green screen suit. And a green screen suit. And film yourself as not really here at all. It's just a pair of glasses, maybe a fake wig, maybe let your hair hang out, and it's just a pair of that's the whole thing.
No,
we got the wings
I actually
today.
have a concept.
We got the wings today.
Listen,
the wings.
I put them back
You're a seamstress.
off camera.
Yeah,
you're a seamstress, right? You could fashion yourself a green suit and stand against the green screen so that only your head and your hands are visible, right? And
also white gloves.
You could also do gigs as Kermit
you could
the Frog
see, look,
as well, like
I'm here, but I'm not really here.
Not really here. Yeah.
That's a really good idea, and that wouldn't take me much at all. I could do that.
I'm not all here.
You turn your camera 15 degrees to the right, take everything off that wall, lay up a green screen against it, film yourself for 10 minutes as a non-existent hair wig person, right? With hands and glasses, or maybe hands. Oh man,
you get 10 million views.
Hold on, you just do it. You don't record the sound. You play the ABCs or something. I'm telling you, this is $1 million idea. You just do the ABCs and the hands move in like you're talking and stuff, and then you just get rid of all that stuff, go back to being not really here, and every time you do anything vocal, just put that image of the hands talking and there not being a mouth talking and stuff. There's no person
That's
there,
really good.
right? You never have to refilm it. You can do it one time. Just take a good look at acting courses for a minute on how people move their hands when they're actually talking. Stand up, do the whole bit, and then edit
Try
it
not to
together.
do the Trump thing.
You'll have 2 million views by the middle of next week. You can pick me up on a jet with a fucking steak.
It might be worth it. I do have the
I'll tell you
room up
what.
here set up different stages right in my office area. And on Leva, everything's on wheels.
Right.
So that
You
I
set
can get
that green
around
screen
it.
up right next to a broken point on a door, so you can like open the door out of frame, and you've got the green screen all the way up to the very edge. You can make things appear and disappear in and out of frame without actually having to go off camera. There's a whole
Brilliant. I got it right.
Back in the theater world, like we used to call this like black art magic too. It's the same sort of thing, right?
Snark and Sass calls me, and I quote, a fucking wizard.
I guess I didn't get every aspect of the theater down. I did all like makeup and costumery. I didn't get too much lighting or anything like that. Like I'd go help out somewhere if someone didn't show up for a
Well, there's not
performance
much.
or
There's
something.
not much costuming in black art magic. It's just black suits.
All you need,
you know?
if you're using a green screen, all you need is good lighting. It just needs to be nice and
Or now
bright.
green suits.
Yeah. Well, okay. So when it comes to a green screen, you see this absolute flawless masterpiece I have going on over here, right? This took me months to put together right? This took me months to pull off right, so that I didn't look all gravelly and digitally and sparkly and shit and getting it right. So I have 2 lights.
But that's how I would try it.
Green
first.
screen lit independently of my face, and I use a separate ring light to highlight my face properly for the right contrast to
You
the
need a
green
light
screen.
on the green screen. That's what that
Really,
that
it
light's
should
not
be up
working.
here.
Separate planes.
That's an uplighter, and it's just really not doing it.
You can do amazing things with green screen and a lighting. You get a couple of little green. You do all of this out of the same color, like specifically.
You light it green.
Yeah,
that's what
There
you
you
do.
go.
What's up?
Does that work as a
Right.
green screen? If you actually light it green, will that then work as a green screen?
That's the best way to do it.
Well, yes and no. That fudges out the shadows. If you have shadows and you light it with green light, then your shadows will have a slightly green tinge, and they'll fudge out easier around the edges. But
you light the
what
subject
you really
completely
want,
separate to it.
right?
Yeah,
You
and
light
as
the
much
subject
distance as possible from the screen. That's another trick. Yeah.
You light the subject independently of the screen. You light the screen to a
But if
certain
you light the screen
saturation.
just with the green LEDs, pretty much just the green LEDs, like the cheap shit, you'll get the most coverage.
But you need a white screen to do that, or a white back, something, or a plain something that will pick up the green.
No, green screen. Use a green screen with a green light on it.
Oh right, yeah. Okay, so
Yeah,
if
yeah.
I put a green light on my green screen,
Yeah, that's the perfect green you can get, and you'll get a much more even coverage, which is what the screens what the software and stuff is looking for, is that even coverage. That's what we can spend fucking ages
figure
trying to
this
get,
out.
like
Oh.
a nice even coverage. Right.
I got a little bit of fire under my ass now, so I would this out. But I'll have to hire my
Let me run
nephew
this
again.
one by you. Every
I bet I love it.
Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, I do a show if I have a guest called Sasquatch Shills. Otherwise, it's Chilling with Sasquatch, where we react to different videos and stuff. After dark, after each of those shows is an After Dark. The After Dark portion is fully supposed to be about tech and stuff, right? Terms of service, disagreements amongst different previous guests, whatnot like that. We also cover OBS, StreamYard, editing software, all kinds of stuff. The thing is if nobody shows up with a problem, we just go on with the videos I've got assembled to check out. And so,
Well, both
so
sound
far,
great. What day and time you said?
Tuesday,
You said you do that on
Thursday,
Thursday
Saturday.
and Saturday.
8 p.m. Eastern.
And you're in Georgia.
Yeah.
So the time difference is.
No, she's in South Carolina. She's not the one in South Carolina. It's the other chick. My bad. Georgia, East Coast time, 8 p.m.
And not really here. It's in Michigan?
Yes, Michigan.
That's not too bad. But yeah, we do all sorts of stuff. Especially after the show, after we go off of live streams, I'll sit backstage with whoever happens to be around after the fact, and we'll sit and talk about things that, nobody understands the algorithm, right? Nobody knows how that actually works, really. And so basically we compare our backstages to our back ends on our channels to try to compare and see what kind of stuff works, right? So if you've got a video that got 20,000 views and no other video you've got has that 20,000 views, we might sit down and look at that video over and over and over again and see if there's something.
I've got a video that got 62,000 views.
Right?
I got 62,000 views in the first day, and then it stopped.
Yeah, like somebody pulled the plug on it.
Yeah.
You turned off the tap. Yes, sir.
Because it was about Not My King Charles. It was when they was talking to that guy and the guy passes out. And it was the first video that I made about that. Got 62,000 views in the first day, and I was like, wow. And then just stopped.
Yeah, well, I'll definitely come by for some of your streams. I think I've made it to one of your streams so far.
I think I've seen you in chat before.
Yeah, I think I've made it to one, maybe two. I do kind of float around everywhere. Different rooms are talking about, and if they're not talking about something.
This thing going live right now, this is a very unusual thing for my channel. I don't typically do this kind of thing at all. This was going
to be a review. We were going to watch. We started off. We talking about watching 4 videos or 5 videos.
Oh, sorry. Mars.
We started off talking about Mars.
Good.
Right.
No, everybody over here seems to be fairly contented, just kind of staring at the screen or something. I don't know what's going on.
I just sold my Sailor Mars costume. I could have really did a show today. And that got me viewers like nobody's business. I do cosplay, and I do it well. So I almost regret that I've thrown out much of my costumery in just.
Here's an interesting concept. Put you together a costume, and then put on the green screen leotard suit with your full costume on, so that all that's there is the costume and not the person. So that the character is
really funny,
but the person is not really there.
You
could do like
funny because I do have an idea for my own outro feel already, but I need to. I have glasses coming in the mail so that I can modify them to give myself button eyes. Because I don't know if you've seen all that. What is it, Coraline, the movie? They snatch little children and take them into the other world, and they give them button eyes.
Yeah.
And when I started going through I don't know what it is. You're trying to figure out the nature of this place. I was doing the farming bit, learning how to take care of chickens and stuff. And it's the most interesting thing. The chickens they wouldn't lay eggs yet. So I started looking at why wouldn't my chickens lay eggs? And they may have been laying them elsewhere, all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. But it said that you could train the chickens to lay eggs and lay them in one spot all the time by giving them wooden eggs. Because then they see them and they're like, oh, that's the safe place to have babies, right?
Right.
And I just thought about it, and that is exactly how the realm works. They give us something to take care of. Make us comfortable.
Easter egg.
Yeah. I thought of it as giving them you give the chickens a dolly and they feel comfortable and at home. They have some place where they feel like their family is already. And so they go there and they lay eggs with the wooden ones, which are chicken golems, really, if you think about it, or, you know, chicken homunculi, however we'd like to think about this. And so I thought, like, with my own intro, outro, it'd be great if I had butt asses. And then, you know,
What was the
flip them
movie?
up.
What was this movie with the button eye?
Coraline. It's
Say
a
it
common theme, though. Coraline.
Coraline.
If you look it up, you'll find it.
Coraline.
It's pretty popular.
Coraline. Okay, okay.
C-O-R-A-L-A.
You said it both at the same time. Both times.
Yeah.
The lag is killer, man. Once
Joe
you get-
King. I watched your videos earlier. We can look at them in a bit as well.
What I hate is there's a 3.3 second distance between when someone finishes speaking, when the pressure of speech takes over and someone decides to speak. And when you have about a 6 second lag, that puts 3.3 second space, which means all 6 people will start speaking simultaneously because that's how long it takes.
And 3 + 3 = 6.
Right.
Uh-oh.
What we got going on in chat? What's up, Brandon? Good to see you, bud. Welcome back.
Well, I was trying to wait for longer than 3.2 seconds.
Right, no, he broke it. Colin couldn't stand it. He triggered. You saw that, right? He tried to get up, walk away, and not do it, but he said something before he left. Gotcha.
Vera says I'm having audio issues. Am I? Is it good?
It's good
You
for
said
me.
it's good.
Now, just sometimes it
There's a little
cuts
clip.
out a little bit.
There's a little clip. Yeah.
Or goes techno kind of,
Is that,
you know, like the, yeah.
how is that?
But it's like we can still hear the words. It just does it for a second and you come back, basically.
We've got room for 5 more people on this panel.
What's my
If you want to join us, Vera.
I'm pretty sure if you drop the link in StreamYards, it'll go to everybody's chat that's streaming. And we can all pin it in our individual chats if you'd like.
Do you mean?
And I put a poll in my chat to ask people if they thought the Mars rover was on Mars, and 55% say yes.
That they believe it is?
Yep.
Oh dear. The link is pinned, or it's pinned in my YouTube.
Right. Well, no, what I was saying.
There it is again.
Can you type it into? I mean, can you paste it into? Can you chat from StreamYard?
Yeah.
I mean, not StreamYard.
Just wait 3.3 seconds.
I've put it.
Pop up.
I've put it there. It should pop up any second now.
Boom.
There it is. There it is. From the host. Has that come into your chat?
Or it's 6 seconds. Probably 6 seconds, actually. Or longer.
Maybe it takes longer for those little electrons to march over here from there.
Oh, it's going up to satellites and stuff, and then going.
I'm not sure if it does. I'm not sure if it does actually link.
Doing all
Yeah, I
these
guess
things.
not. Okay. Let me take a
So
look
I'll put
at
it in the
see.
private chat, and then you can put it in your chat. Do you know where the private chat is,
I got it.
Jen? Have you seen
Yes,
that?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I will be steady enough
There's
to
a
do anything in my
on
own
your-
chat on my channel. Just baby steps into the metaverse. Hello.
That's the only thing, is that you can't chat through Restream. Only I can.
right.
Question to the panel: why do people accept info as long as it comes from a pretty face? Is this indoctrination?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And every
Absolutely.
aspect of social media is a
It is
cult of
why
personality.
It is actually one of the reasons why I don't use a profile picture.
Yeah.
And I don't publicly speak anymore. I used to do modeling work, and I don't now. Because
Because it
people
distracts
are very...
people, particularly men. Men get very distracted.
Absolutely. And I told you I can do the Jedi Maul trick, and I will. If people tick me off, I will do it, and they will deserve it.
Sus. Jen has admitted that she has the ability to Jedi mind, Jedi Maul trick. Her ex-boyfriend, she used to actually.
Let me tell you something, bro.
Jedi mind trick the guy.
If she'll dress up as the Sailor Moon costume, I'll do whatever she asks. None of that is necessary. All you got to do is get a hold of the right head and lead me around like a little lost puppy.
I don't have to do that. Just go ahead and indulge in all the costumes and sit here. But what I thought about was doing a tinfoil tea party, and then inviting people by once in a while. There'll be
always wanted
tinfoil high tea at noon.
Tinfoil hat.
I like that.
I would love it if people would show up in some kind of just cheap ass hat made of paper, tape, tinfoil.
Well, just made out of aluminium Baco foil, just literally wrapped around the head and then stuck down.
Yeah, and do a tea party with me, and we'll have high tea. You know,
I want a full tripod.
If there wasn't like 2,500 miles or whatever it is of Atlantic Ocean between the two of us, and however much land it was, I would be there in a shot. What I suggest is that everybody comes here. You should all come to Tenerife.
Party.
But if everybody comes to Tenerife, that place sucks.
That place, no.
You get about 60 Americans on the same small island. Next thing you know, it's a drifting garbage and push-up tops, and there's like detritus and credit cards living around everywhere.
I'm the rightful heir to the true throne of these islands, so if you could just help me get my throne back, then this place would be like,
network?
Dude, listen, my great grandfather.
Space go here, dude. Maybe we should do this live stream.
King Henry Avery, like the king of the pirates, like, and he buried his. He had the idea of Libertalia, right? We'll just carry on with that. The Canary Islands will be somewhere you can come and live free.
Isn't there that already?
Eh?
Lieberland.
Lieberland. I don't know. Where's Lieberland?
You can get a passport there now too.
Oh, what, have they actually created a nation called
like
Lieberland?
Amicus Island.
I do quite like Libertalia, but I think it's trademarked by whatever game company produced.
Don't forget about Zealandia.
Zealandia, well, we've talked about that with Neil, because Neil's in New Zealand.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Where do you think Zealandia, or there is a Zealandia now?
As I understand it, it's a collection of oil platforms off the coast somewhere. I've never looked into it that far. Just the stories about it are absurd. It's basically a modern pirate paradise.
Oh, sounds perfect.
A living hell for you and me.
I mean
you'd be a slave, dude.
So long as when you get there, it doesn't turn out to be
I got a beard.
Zooland.
I'm fine anywhere.
So long as when you get there, it doesn't turn out to be Zoolandia, and it's just full of, you know, celebrities all posing, pouting for the camera.
I thought you meant like a zoo where it's animals and stuff. I thought that'd be fucking awesome. Celebrities. Oh, that'd be horrific. Just one to the other. But that should be the zoo, right? We should swap that and make that real. Like, you know, go to the zoo and take all the animals out and put all the celebrities in those cages.
Absolutely, we should.
And
put
that'll
the
be kind of balancing things a little bit more. Yeah,
we could have the celebrities and the politicians, like the politicians that liked to be on camera, like Justin Trudeau. They should all go into effectively like a pig pen.
Or baboon, pig, yeah.
I mean, it would be dangerous to mix them with the baboons. They'd all end up being killed.
Or a snake cage, like a snake, like really small. Like, and he's just
make them all live in they all have to stay in baskets until we let them out, and then we could, they have to dance to the flute music. Yeah, get the like the snake charmers.
Well, that's kind of what they do now. Oh, I guess that's cool.
Basically,
it's like it wouldn't be any change for them, right? It'll just be a different tune.
Well,
go back to your
cage. Good morning, bro.
What we do is
perform.
We put them on a fake film set with an auto cue, and the auto cue makes them they have to just basically admit everything that they've done.
See, now I think you've hit it. See, this has always been for me like the number one way if you wanted to kind of interrupt the Matrix sort of thing is the
hack the auto cue.
Scrolling script. Yeah, man.
Hack the fucking auto cue because they'll read whatever's on it. Hack Joe Biden's auto cue because Joe Biden will read whatever is on that fucking auto cue. So just hack Joe Biden's auto cue and have him stand there and say, "So you will know that I've completely lost my mind and I'm a just dithering twat."
This truth was dropped in Anchorman.
Dude, we don't even need that. All we got to do is put it into an AI generator now, and you got it.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. There is that. And if anybody wants to do that, they can watch Bernie's channel, Crypto Alchemist, where he did a stream with a guy that seems to be an absolute wizard with AI. He seems to really know what he's doing. Yeah, cool. Like on Anchorman, Alex, definitely. Do we have any interesting updates on what's going on in America?
Play you out like we're people. We just sit in our mother's basements with our Cheeto fingers and play video games and YouTube.
Cheeto fingers and lips.
If my mum had a basement, I'd be in there now, right?
Right.
So I wish I could say that, but if I could, if my nan was still alive and had a basement in Tenerife.
I have very fond memories of my grandparents' basement, actually. That was an awesome place.
My granddad's garage. That was the coolest.
Well, actually, it was a garage, yeah. I can't really say it was a basement as such. The
smell of wood in there and all the drawers that had all just who knows what in, man. Like all kinds of treasure in those drawers. Old watches and different tools and
old tools though.
There's
such a difference in tools. Like there's a time period here where when it went industrial, just went nuts, and it was cookie cutter stuff. But before that,
when they were handmade, when the tools were handmade,
they're still around, by the way. Yeah. They're the ones that are still around and still work, and you find them at the thrift shops and stuff, right?
I like that. Let's go back to our visualization of putting all of the politicians and the celebrities into a zoo, or turning an island into a zoo, where there's an interactive portion or a ride, like It's a Small World in Disney. At Disney,
there's a game
where they're all. Yeah, they have to.
They have to listen to "It's a Small World."
Stop it immediately, or I'll become angry.
I don't know if any
stop
have small children. I guess it came out about maybe less than 15 years ago. My own daughter played Zoo, and it was like the sim where you're kind of building little things and you have little people to manage and stuff. Built zoos, and you built groovy enclosures for animals and stuff to attract people people. But once there were people inside of the exhibits, you could torture. And this is what all the kids do. The same way that you go in The Sims and you spend hours and hours looking through the telescopes. Eventually, you get kidnapped by, right? Well, in Zoo Tycoon, these kids could lock the people in the zoos overnight and them out or corral them into
You ever play
enclosures with animals.
the original Sims? No.
Yeah.
You ever played the original Sims?
Then you get haunted zoos and stuff. My daughter loved it. She got way into
I
it.
never had any interest in playing Sims ever.
Okay, I didn't really either. But my wife, when we were recording, she had this whole enormous video game thing that she'd been working on for like forever and a day, right? And one day it glitched. While she wasn't paying attention to it, it was just sitting over there running, and all of the people involved in The Sims ended up stuck in the pool, and they all drowned. Like the whole extent. You know what I'm talking about? Like somebody dropped an egg in the pool, and everybody tried to jump in and get the egg, but nobody.
And everybody drowned
in the pool, so they all just jumped in and drowned. Years of progress just erased overnight because the ladder didn't generate or something. I don't know. But
Yeah.
the
Well, all
terrible
these things
things people can do in those Sims games are beyond like Geneva Convention evil. Like evil.
I liked Lemmings.
But the point of that is to kill stuff. That makes sense though.
What
Well,
with
it's part
Lemmings?
of our programming too. It's training. It's training for the little young minds, and a bunch of creative ones will get together and they'll figure out the hacks and they'll share them in the back rooms, the same way we grown-ups do. And I watched my daughter and sons do it. They would figure out how to get the most gruesome effects out of these trapped creatures and the visitors to their zoos. There was another one that was like had to do with not carnivals, amusements, and it was the same kind of concept as The Sims, but not like you weren't running one individual little Sims life. You were running a big, a business, a place where an attraction. Excuse me, my words go away.
Like a theme park. Like a theme park.
Yeah, theme parks. That's exactly what it was. They had a series of these Sims type games for theme parks and zoos. I think there was one for animal rescues, and I don't think that she ever played that one, so I don't know what those children got up to with figuring out how to create nightmare movie scenarios for them and stuff. They
So,
did some
I
really
mean,
creepy stuff.
the thing is, right, look, we can tell through games that particularly boys, do you think it's purely because of indoctrination program in Hollywood, films, TV, that boys have a fascination with killing on
No.
computer games? Like, or do
I
you
don't
think
think
that's
so.
That
is
is
a
an extension
natural?
of the hunter instinct.
Yeah, they're basically exploiting that kind of
Yes.
instinct.
I think that's part of why they gave us games and gave us this platform and all the other internet. When we are completely focused on like our physical body, it is so much easier to get trapped your role and miss your nature, if you get what I'm saying. Because like not all little girls are going to play the cooking game or the sewing game or the Barbie game. There's tons of dress-up games for little girls, computer consoles and handhelds and stuff. Not all of them are going to go to the gendered one. But once you can put on many different roles and play them out, you get a different idea where somebody's nature is. Like how you can put a whole bunch of these kids in a room together and one's a biter. Some of them, it never occurred to them to bite another Do you know what I mean? Yeah, some people are natural fighters, and they will go after the killing games and the
I tend to think if you put 12 in a room, there'll be 12 different categories or archetypes, I guess. Archetypes is the word.
Types. Yeah, but I think that violence and non-violence, smaller camps, you can get larger groups, maybe 2 or 3. You get a violent group, and
But
you get
violence
people who are,
wins between those two camps because
Say that again.
violence wins between the non-violence and violence camp because the non-violent people will stand around and say, well, we don't want to hurt anyone, while the violent ones beat the living piss out of you with a tire tool. It's no competition between those two camps. And so, like,
unless we make ourselves really sparkly and attractive, and you need us for stuff.
I mean, it's been a lifelong, you know, as long as the human species has been around, I reckon there's been people that don't like violence against people that do, and it's a narrative in our history, isn't it? That's like the monks that became warriors, that you know, what was
no
it?
living thing but will beat the flying piss out of you. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, like I like to kill things on computer games. I don't like to kill things in real life. Like, but I do really, really, really get something like a scary buzz out of killing things on a computer game.
Hypothetically speaking, if you woke up tomorrow on some
Not animals though.
deserted island, no, hear me out. Deserted island, you wake up, there's you and 5 or 6 other people, and it turns out you're better at hunting than the rest of them. Your kill count suddenly matters. Your KD is the most critical thing you have in your life at that point. It's no longer a game. The same endorphins and rush and pump that you get from pretending to run around and shoot things on a game or however you play your games you'll get 100,000 times that when you haven't eaten in 2 days and you're hunting down an antelope across the freaking plains, right? Like, it's the same thing. It's just that you're surrogating the video game for the actual physical violence of the necessary hunt.
So I play I don't like killing, like in Red Dead Redemption. I only go and hunt what I have to go and hunt. I don't go for the trophies. I don't want to kill the animals. I want to shoot the bad guys in the face. Like,
I will tell you about an 8-man
with a 12 gauge slug. That's what I like to do. Shoot them in the face with a 12 gauge slug.
They splatter so good. I'm a terrible person. And while I was playing the game, I was so upset that you had no opportunity to set up a relationship and do that whole part of the role playing of the game. That when I realized there was no chance of having a wife or doing a family or any of that crap that was supposedly going to be in the game, I started kidnapping random women off the street, tying them up, throwing them over the back of my horse, and taking them.
Hang on, are we talking about Red Dead? Are we talking about Red Dead? So you do, if you play it right to Arthur's death, then you come back as John Marston, and you're married to Abigail, and you've got your boy, and you build your own
but that whole thing, I'm aware, I played it, but that whole thing is on a set of rails. You can't do anything but the step-by-step process. What was, as I understand it, before the cease and desist order came in from Pinkertons issued them a cease and desist order because they were using Pinkerton agents as bad guys. And so they had to change critical points of the game to not mention the Pinkertons, and that broke all of what they had planned. They just stopped supporting.
I actually believe their narrative over the Pinkertons' fucking narrative anyway. They probably were bad guys.
Pinkertons, yes, you're not wrong. The Pinkertons weren't cops.
No, they were private security.
Totally private security, and they weren't protecting people. They were protecting money for companies.
They were protecting the wealthy. They were protecting the elite. They were a private security force working
And they
for
still
the
are.
robber barons, working
And they
for the robber
still are.
barons that basically did actually steal America from the fucking Native American Indians. Like what they did, those guys. It wasn't Americans that did that. It was these fucking robber barons that did it. But what they did to the Indian people that were there, man, was just like making
New York
deals,
City,
then breaking
New
them.
York Outcast has a good point. What's wrong with violence? It should be avoided but practiced when needed.
I absolutely 100% agree. And I've been watching the chat. They've been having a really good conversation. Some good points are being made about how this works out for us because there is absolutely a need for violence.
Yes.
100%.
That's what I think.
And a
That's one of the
need
reasons
for
why
even
I'm
the
here.
nonviolent to know how and to know the tactics and to be trained in all of the defensive things. Absolutely. I'm not saying that I'm against it. And like we talked about yesterday, I don't have anything against everybody else having one. I will hand you bullets, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to take a different role.
No, I'm all for somebody deciding whether or not they're capable of dealing
Sure.
with fire.
I've played Trooper in a lot of games. Like if I'm going into a game, like a multiplayer game with friends, just because I wanted to hang out with them back in the day, we're set up for this already. We would do, LAN parties, and I had a set back then for gaming and everything, so we would use. Back then, I think we were using like a Ventrilo was the one we liked or something. And I just wanted to hang out, and I did not know the tactics of many of these games. So in that case, if they wanted me to be one of the, it was like a fighting game, be in a role as like Trooper, and they would go, "This is what you do every time we walk into this situation," or there would be. We had good groups, well organized, and there would be someone back as like the commander in the Ventrilo thing going, "Okay,
Doing co-ops.
Jen, I need you over here. I need you over here, blah, blah." I can do that kind of fighting 100%. 100%. I can be directed and I can shoot the guns, but I have to switch off to do it. Yeah. You know what I mean? You really do have to switch off.
I love
or
co-ops,
someone like
man.
Me.
That's what I loved about Battlefield 3 Online, the ability to do co-ops with guys online. I've got such a buzz out of that, man.
All right, so
I do a lot. I mean, I've worked with some great battle commanders and dungeon masters, let me tell you. But I'm not necessarily that person. You know what I mean? Not great at it. I do detective.
We have one of those situations where there's this one guy in the group that has a terrible signal, has that horrible lag, and he's just out there bouncing around on the screen like he's getting kills because nobody can shoot where he was. Nobody has any idea what he's doing over there. He's just bloop, 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 bloop. I just love that crap. Jeff had the world's worst signal. He'd show up on a game and just teleport around for a while. Great. I like playing games wrong. It's my favorite thing. I will go to like this most recent Modern Warfare game, and instead of going in and picking up guns, I go and like grab the cars and run over folks. I have a higher kill count in a pickup truck than I do with my main weapon. I've done full squad wipes in a vehicle.
Actually, there's something
like
about,
the Ranger guy.
There is something about mowing people down with a car.
A car, there is. It's so satisfying.
I think there's a whole nother game about.
I mean, honestly, in all truth and all reality, if that was actually a reality and you were doing that, one, the car won't get very far before the wheels clog up, and but two, I think it's like real gore is very different, and real consequences.
When you smell it, it really
real
hits
consequences are very, very different, man. The real consequences of doing that in reality, we wouldn't do that, man. And zombies, maybe. I'd totally mow down some zombies.
Right? No, dude, I'm telling you, we make an afternoon every evening after
Is it, just a question.
And Antifa as well.
Question. Is there any games that don't involve killing?
They show up.
Say that again, Callum.
Are there any games that don't involve killing?
Yes.
Any video games? I'm talking video games.
Yes. You can get a video version of
Not there.
chess. You can,
Of
There's a game called
technically
Drug
though,
Lord
you
2.
are
Back in-
technically you're
when
defeating.
was it? Yeah.
You're simulating battles with the chess, so that is technically simulating death.
Drug Lord
It's
2
card
involves
games.
Or Tetris or whatever. But
You know, Texas Hold'em poker,
I'm talking high graphics, right?
and also driving games like Need for Speed.
But
Need for Speed is not about killing anything at all.
it kind of is, from what I've heard. Where everyone's
No, there's
obviously
accidents,
it's
but
the
that's
same
not.
shit. It's just
You're
driving
trying
over
not to do
people
that.
From what I've seen.
You're trying
Right.
not.
I've never seen a pedestrian.
No,
in
there's no
Need for
pedestrians
Speed.
in Need for Speeds.
Or maybe I'm
there's
thinking of another one, then Grand something.
Grand
Grand
Theft
Theft
Auto.
Auto.
Yeah.
Oh,
We used to
Grand
run over
Theft
people
Auto.
with
You
Grand
can
Theft Auto.
mow. I
That
used to
one.
do that.
There you go.
I used to go for the most spectacular crash
See?
that you
Yeah.
could possibly get, like, you know, over a flyover and then just get as much air, destroy as many vehicles as possible.
Destroy
Usually
total.
it's
And
landing
I loved running the roadblocks, man.
right? We used to do these landing challenges where we'd go to the airport and steal some random airplane at the airport, fly it to a particularly tight location, and try to like land it in front of the casino or land it on the top of the casino, because you can stall out those planes. You can do some pretty short landings, really short ones if you could fly up for a second.
I'm just looking at the chat room. Dating
Twist
simulator. Who said
Any of
dating?
y'all
Alex
ever
Dunn
played
said
Twist
dating simulators. Do you remember back in the well, it was more in the 90s when I came across them. There was like Leisure Suit Larry. Do you remember that? That game,
Yes.
Leisure Suit Larry.
No.
God, I need to go
Ooh,
get
it
some.
already sounds fascinating, though.
Oh, mate. Leisure Suit
wild.
Larry. Hang on a second. I'm going to get a...
Oregon Trail. Yeah, I'm still not convinced anyone ever actually won Oregon Trails, that they actually succeeded on getting to Oregon.
And Bomberman. Do you remember Bomberman?
Bomberman.
I used to love
Metroid.
Bomberman. Leisure Suit Larry trailer. Here we go.
Check this madness out. It's absurd.
Oh, I
This-
remember
thi-
some
this-
plane
this-
simulators. Right,
This
flight
is actually,
simulator.
they've made a cartoon. 4 years ago, there's a Leisure Suit Larry trailer. Wet dreams don't dry. Right, here we go. This is a game walkthrough. Right, put myself on mute for a sec. Land of the Lounge Lizards. German computer fucking soundtracks were like that. My wife is like, hang on, I'll tell her. Yeah, right. You can talk. There's not really any sound on it, so not now anyway.
We didn't get a visual with that, or I didn't.
Oh what? Oh for fuck's sake!
No, and I was
forgot to
hoping
share
that Leisure
it.
Suit Larry
I
was
forgot
like,
to share it. Hang on, and we'll do that again. All right, we'll do that again.
But this time without sound. Laser shoot. Oh my lord, I'd forgotten about that game.
oh, I love it already.
It's great. It's a great horrible creation. It's, out there in the universe, there's a game called Drug Lord 2. It is a reskinned version of the stock market game, where you start off dealing out of your back pocket and you end up as El Presidente or something like that.
This looks strangely familiar.
Yeah, no, you've seen it. You've seen
Mm.
it and a million clones of it.
Yeah. See, I think this is like, all the earlier stuff was like come on in. It's fine. The water's fine. Come on in. And then nowadays it's all kill this and kill that. I think. Yeah, put a gun in your hand, son. But this was Amiga Commodore sort of stuff, right?
Do you ever play this at all? Do you know the purpose of this game? How you play it? The whole purpose is to get laid.
Is it really?
Yes. You're going
Okay, so that
through,
makes me
you do
wonder what's
all
his
of the,
license plate about there and all that stuff. I've
Gotcha.
been looking at that stuff every time I encounter it in these games and stuff. Like, I mean, come on, man. How many times you got to show me the same pattern?
69, there you go.
555 69 69. Come on. Come.
What was this called again? What was this one? Leisure something.
I think Richie's lost his son. Oh, he did have.
Leisure Suit Larry.
Yeah, Leisure Suit.
Yeah, I think while he's playing the video.
Leisure.
At the end, if you get the girl, or do you have to rack up many girls during the course of this Leisure Suit Larry?
It's levels.
Levels,
really.
Pimpitude.
Remember.
That's my phone going on.
They kicked him off for gaming, right?
No. He'll be back in a second. This restream, anytime you fiddle with restream, if I muck around over here enough, it might kick me out the same way. Because I am running with OBS and other stuff. Testing.
Frickin' fucking pieces.
God.
Thank you, Restream. You're awesome. Everybody wants to use you now. You're just such a really good advertisement for yourself.
Good advert.
Fantastic.
Phenomenal.
So, let's go back. We were watching Leisure Suit Larry, right? You were watching Leisure Suit Larry.
But hey, Biggie.
Because I was talking, and none of you were hearing me, and I didn't realise until I realised that you were all talking over me, and it wasn't because you were being rude.
Oh, I'm just being rude.
And I forgot that I clicked the thing, so I've always got. It won't automatically share. There we go. So
I think one of my favourites was Marble Madness on Commodore. I think that was on Commodore.
These were the graphics that I was dealing with in the 80s. It was just, we still had hours and hours of fun, man. They were still brilliant, you know. But then now these graphics, they're not that impressive.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm sharing it, I can't really put it on the 4K. But when it's 4K, and when I'm not sharing it like this, it's freaking. It's like a movie. It's like you're playing an animated movie, man. It's crazy how good graphics are now. Couldn't have even we but dreamed of graphics being as good as they are now when we were growing up.
Totally. They don't make me as sick as they used to with the movement and stuff that used to make me just sick. Some of the early games, like the earlier versions of Nintendo, did give me seizures. I couldn't play for very long. I was so bummed. But they have gotten a lot better.
Doom 3 and that
Couldn't do it.
walking through all those corridors with the gun, just going to simulate the walking. Oh mate, Doom. Do you remember that?
You didn't
Do you remember that? Doom.
I played far too much Doom. I
That's
played
ridiculous.
so much Doom. When I can't remember what it was. Actually, it was Wolfenstein. That's the one I was really into. Wolfenstein.
Odyssey,
And
man.
when they released one of the Halo games, there's one of the boards in one of the Halo games that is an identical floor plan to one of the Wolfenstein castles. All the guards are in the same places. All the traps are in the same places. It is the same map. It's just done with Halo colors.
Oddworld is awesome.
Oddworld is
I
hard to
freaking
explain.
loved Oddworld. And there was another one as well it was around the same time as Oddworld. He had blonde hair and a big chin. It was like a Johnny Bravo type, the main character of it. It was a platform game, the same as Oddworld. We had to, you had to kill the people, but you had to go and do these little puzzles and stuff. And I loved those games, man.
I know when the story started coming into it, where they could do like the leisure one that we saw. That when that story came in, that's when, because I don't know if you remember the books which were like you could choose your own adventure type thing.
Yes.
Did you read any of that stuff?
I never really read any of that stuff. It did exist. I remember it existed, but I never really. I
used to
got into
love
it.
them because you could choose
That
your
was
own
back when I
adventure
was
and you
reading-
could read
when
it
I-
again and again, and
When I read
that's
the
kind of what
the
that video
Magnificent-
game sort of
The Magnificent Seven and the Famous Five. When I was reading those books and just William, stuff like that, that's when I knew about those books where you could choose your own.
And that's where a lot of the computations come in, where it's like, you could go down one path, but the whole scheme, the whole span of the game or whatever, there could be 100 something paths or whatever. So
I mean, that's where kind of
now too.
that's where Dungeons and Dragons became, because that's essentially what Dungeons and Dragons was like a storybook, but actually
you can play it over and over and over.
You were the ones making the story as well. Like it was you putting your own imagination into it.